Efficiency.
Hey guys, Wedow here with Efficiency Podcast, doing our first video podcast. Wanted to walk you through just some of the thoughts that have been going on in my head this morning. So I've been doing some research on the Thinkorswim platform, so stock trading options, looking into that, and my mind's just spinning here. Goes back to a book that I read. It was actually by Donald Trump a while back. I think it was called How to Think Big and Kick Ass in Business, something like that. I'll post the link in the video if you guys are interested. I'll look up the actual name of that book. But he goes through there, and I've talked about this previously on a previous podcast, but being able to determine where you're at and where you want to be, Donald Trump talks about just taking this quick little survey of a couple questions, asking you really, where do you want to be? Where do you want to be? That's the main point. And so all of his questions are, do you want to be $100,000 next year, $50,000 next year, $1 million, $1 billion? Then, you go through and answer all these questions, very similar, do you want to have 1 car, 2 car, 10 cars, whatever that looks like. So that really resonated with me because his whole point was, if you choose a $50,000 lifestyle, it's your choice. If you choose a $100,000 lifestyle, it's your choice. $1 million, $1 billion. What separates him, in his opinion, is by being able to think big. We go back to the book Think Big and Grow Rich. It's the same concepts. We're brainstorming ideas, we're thinking, and then we're taking action to make that actually happen. So for me personally, I'm going through my goals here for options trading. Like, all right, well, I want to make a 25% ROI between now and December of this year. That's specific, it's measurable, all that. But, this fear starts kicking in with me. I'm like, all right, well, is that actually realistic? Is that something I can do? Well, of course it is. I've got the education. I'm working on education. I'm going to continue working on education. I've got the accounts up and running. I have the money to do this. I know the strategy I want to do. The only thing holding me back at this point is myself. So being able to see that, well, that's, $20,000 thinking. Maybe that's $40,000 thinking. I try to set my goals, and like Tony Robbins says, anytime that you have, your minimum threshold is what you're actually going to do. So, oh, I want to be a millionaire, but I'd be okay if I got $100,000. Well, you're going to make $100,000 then, because that's what your minimum threshold is. It's the minimum that you're okay with. So if your minimum is $1 million and you want to get to $1 billion, you're going to be at $1 million. So the psychology behind all of that is, again, our human brain is the path of least resistance. If we want to do the easy way, 100,000, $1 million, $1 billion, we're going to do whatever's easiest. But if we refuse, if we have that tenacity within ourselves to keep pushing forward, where my new minimum is $1 million, I'm going to keep pushing forward. So whatever that looks like in your life, take those questions to heart. Where do you want to be? Why are you thinking so small? The only thing holding you back is yourself. So in my case specifically, of course it is. And then I started playing with the idea of, well, what if I got a 1,000% ROI trade? Like, that's pretty unrealistic, but, what if it happens? What if I jump in on a penny stock that just goes through the roof? So if that's just something that's foreign language, think of it in different terms. Think of it as, I wouldn't even say winning the lottery, because the lottery, you don't have very good odds, and you're not in control of the outcome. So something that I'm in control of, I control what trades I get into on the stock market. I control what my risk level is. So if you guys are unfamiliar with that, and I'm speaking a foreign language, that's totally okay. If you want to learn more about that, I'll absolutely educate you with everything that I know and continue to learn myself. I'd love to pass that on to you. So my whole point is, I need to get out of my own way. So let me ask you this question. As you as a viewer, what are your goals, and what's holding you back from getting there? Is it just a simple mind shift? Do you need to just simply think bigger? A lot of people say, well, I'm capped at my income here. All right, well, if you're a salaried job, let's say a teacher, for example, your salaried job, the salary range is the salary range. Maybe it's performance-based, but still there's a threshold where at some point you can no longer make any more money. There's a ceiling there. So to be able to break through that ceiling, you're going to have to do something different. That's going to be a side job. That's going to be investing. That's going to be doing something above and beyond. Maybe you become a consultant as well. Not ever suggesting for anybody to quit their day job, but if you're looking to become more financially independent, if you have big financial goals and you want to continue to grow with those, you're going to have to do something more. You're going to have to add more value to society. You're going to have to bring that extra something to the economy. You're going to have to provide a solution that solves a problem. Anytime we solve a problem as an entrepreneur, we're going to increase our wealth because we're increasing the value we bring to the marketplace. So for me, I need to get out of my own way. This is one of those tests where, hey, if I'm focusing just on money, I'm going to fail because, we've seen that time and time again. Look at all of your friends and maybe even family members that have joined the next multi-level marketing company. No, it's not a pyramid scheme. I've got to just sign more people up and they'll bring in residual income. Okay, that's fine. A lot of people are making money with that. But realistically, everybody I know, they're not quitting their jobs because of that. They all have 2, 3, 4, or 5 jobs. So if you're looking to go all in on something, make sure you're getting out of your own way. Is the reason somebody's not successful with multi-level marketing, is it because that maybe they're just in their own head? Maybe they need to get out of their way. Maybe it's naysayers like myself that's saying, nope, that's not going to work, dude. You're never going to make it. So whatever it is, the solution for that is thinking bigger. Getting out of your own way, think bigger. Take a look into your own life. What are some areas that maybe you're struggling with? Again, we talk about every time you are here, we want to make sure you know exactly where you're at currently in your life, where you want to go, where you want to move forward to, and then also where you don't want to be. You don't want to backtrack. You don't want to go in the wrong direction. So that's a good measure of, well, I don't want to be here. I'm here currently. I want to move forward. That's what we do here at efficiencybook.com. We want to make sure that we're guiding you in the right direction. A lot of times you do have the answer within yourself. I know for me, I'm walking myself. The whole reason I'm making this video right now, this podcast, is to walk myself through this problem. And if that benefits somebody else out there, I want to make sure that I pass this on to as many people as possible. So if you know somebody, if it's yourself, somebody else, share this video, share this podcast. Feel free to put in the comments what you thought. What's your take? You agree, you disagree. Rate me. Like me on Facebook, YouTube, iTunes, wherever you're watching this, listening to this. Definitely want to make sure this gets passed on to the right people. So if it's not beneficial, give me 1 star. I'd rather take... I'm okay with hearing that I suck. What I'm not okay with is not hearing anything. I want to make sure that if I'm able to improve, my goal is to grow daily. Help me be accountable. Help me grow. If I suck, tell me specifically why I suck at podcasts. So if I'm doing good, if I can do better, I'm always looking to do better. If it's great and it impacted you positively, pass it on to somebody else that might be able to impact just as positively from. So again, ask yourself, where are you at? What are the roadblocks? Are you thinking big enough? Walk yourself through this in your mind. Think big and grow rich. Kick ass in business. All right, guys, have a good one.